Do, 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 do. Well, we will see how far we go. I'll stay up here on here for as long as old crap castle let me stay, which probably won't be very long because they always seem to cut out my service about this time every night. Mhm. Well, welcome to Sunday. Yep, back at it. Yeah, okay. Yep, a little earlier than it was yesterday. So I don't, but I can tell you right now, I will not be up no 5 hours like it was before. Hey, Derek, how are you, sir? Did you get your movie from Oscilloscope? The movie Silo. Did you get your copy of that yet? They're supposed to send you a copy. Tired? Yep. Tired? No. No. All right. I was wondering because I hadn't heard from you, so I had a sneaky feeling about that. All right, I'll follow that up on Monday. Yeah, you're supposed to get a copy of that on Blu-ray. Oh, yikes! Get some good stuff in it. Hopefully so. Yeah, I just hate that shit. I always feel more comfortable if they send it to me first and then I send it out. Because then it's on me. It's always sketchy whenever you deal with a. Oh, okay, tomorrow. You gonna do a live premiere or a live? Are you gonna do a live when you open it up, or are you gonna just record it? I gotta figure out how to do that premiere stuff. You tape when you record it, and then you premiere it. Uh, what? Someone jumped off the bridge and went onto the train tracks. So they committed suicide, or it was an accident. That would suck. Either way, either they sounds like they try to. It sounds like they killed themselves. Yeah. Oh Jesus. Yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame they did it that way. That's terrible. Yeah, I'm sure it was. Mm. Well, how close are you, or how close are you to being able to go home? Or are you stuck there for the whole night? I would think that they at least open up a lane to let traffic go through, unless it's on the you know. Oh yeah, I went live, but I think my lives could be a lot happier than that. Yeah, I was on last night for a long, long time, but I'm not going to do that tonight. I'm just not going to be. I'm going to be up for maybe an hour. I don't. I really don't expect anybody to be up, so that was good. So they jumped off the bridge and then got hit by the train as well. So they're going to find this person out through DNA. Wow. Okay. Oh, you're on the West Coast. Why did I think you're on the out here with us? Have a good night. Well, that's an interesting way to start a stream. Got held up from going home because someone decided to set themselves free and do it rather messily. Huh. Well, like I said, I'm not going to be dwelling on some negative shit today. Today is interesting day. Uh, so so this time of the year is the roughest time of the year for me. I have 3 months that are just really rough. I have May 20th, June 19th, and July 25th. That's May is the day that Lori died. The 19th is my wedding anniversary, and the July 25th is her birthday. Always the three roughest days. Um, but something has happened now. I was actually sleeping and I woke up and I started dwelling on this and I said, I got to talk this out. So the cheetah's here with me. His bowl's empty. Uh, yeah. Uh, yeah. What? Hey, Hobbs. So you got to check this out, Josh. And I hope you're feeling better. And you should be sleeping. Okay, so I had my 3 bad days, but something happened a couple years ago. So 2 years ago, on May 20th, um, on my sad day, um, I find out that I have a sister I didn't know about. Uh, I've written about it. I've talked about it a little bit. Um, but I found out that I had a sister I didn't know about. So now when May 20th comes around, it's both bitter. Now it's bittersweet. Instead of just being very sad, now it's like it's sad and it's joy because yes, it's the day that Lori passed away, but it's also the day that I found out that I found I had Rose. So that does take the sting away from the day. So that's interesting. Um, the pandemic came by. I had a friend who was supposed to get married, and her and her husband live in the UK, and they were supposed to get married in December, and unfortunately, their wedding day got pushed back, and they didn't know when their day was going to happen. They lost the whole day. They lost the whole year, through the pandemic. So it happens. A lot of people had a big day pushed back, wedding day, anniversaries, whatnot, whatnot. Well, this dear friend, very sweet person, um, posted today um, that they got married on the 19th of June. I couldn't be more happier for them. And I just thinking about that. I'm just thinking that's now two of the 3 days of the worst time of the year that something good has come up to help counter what was sad. Um, is it a coincidence? I can see maybe one out of the 3 days something good happening on that day. Um, I can see that. One of the something good pops up. You're happy about that. Um, but two, I don't know. Maybe I'm getting a little faith restored here. I don't know. But now every two to 3 days is positive. It's going to be joyful. To make it happy. I'm going to have some good thoughts to go along with the sad thoughts. Um, so, of course, I'm also now excited for the 25th because I want to know what happens on the 25th. Something good's going to happen on the 25th. Um, Hobbs is sitting there saying, "Oh, hi Tim." Um, Hobbs is saying it's all about the journey, brother. Yep, and you're home too. You got to come home today, so that's also a good thing. Uh, you just watched 172 videos and have been. Oh, you've been sleeping too. All right, good. I'm sure you feel 100% better. Uh, yeah, I can't believe it. It's a really surreal thing. I was laying in bed and I'm thinking about this and going like, this is two of the 3 days now that has been transformed, and it is definitely different. Um, I'm so excited about it, and of course, no one said nothing beforehand. Like, hey, guess what? I'm getting married. Because you know what? I understand why they didn't. Because quite honestly, who wants to jinx it? You know? Yeah, we set the date. We're gonna make it happen. We're supposed to get. We're supposed to get married. Um, but they've been supposed to get married for the last 18 months. So so for them to say it, I'm sure they were a little bit like nervous about announcing it. Um, so they just went ahead and did it. So congratulations, Kelly and Dan. It's awesome. I'm so happy for you. Like I said, may you have a long and healthy and loving marriage all the way through. And I can't think of a lovelier couple um, uh, than you two. Yeah. Uh, Hobbs is sitting here saying that he watched 172 videos. Oh my God, that's craziness. Wow. I know definitely you were watching. I know definitely you're watching some of mine because I saw the comments. You are all caught up. You don't have to do that anymore, right? Now you maybe you should just do like 25 per week. Though YouTube has been on the rampage lately with comments. I know that Beth from Red Run Records has commented that she's lost several videos or several comments on her page, and she's thought Just happens that way. So uh, I think I think Crapcast is going to kick me off, but I'll keep talking. I'll have to bring this up so I can see if Crapcast kicked me off. Yep, Crapcast has kicked me off, so I'm still going to be here. Um, uh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, I mean, yeah. You can't expect everybody to be perfectly, together. I mean, that's just not. That's just doesn't happen. Um, of course not. Um, I don't expect that. Um, I get that. I mean, hell, I was sitting there last night in the Super Slash Bros stream, and it was really funny, watching them, trying to talk to Rich, and you know, like the last time this happened, there was a lot of real heat behind it, but this time it was like they truly were trying to reach out to this guy to try to hey, let's try to end this. Let's try to be, at least at very least cordial. I mean, we used to be friends. That's the sad thing, was we used to be friends, and then all of a sudden, and then for some reason, somebody got hurt. Somebody said something, some perceived slight or whatever, and then all of a sudden, it's there's a splittage. But this time they were trying to fix it. I mean, they had all the intentions right. They really were trying to end it. They're trying to reach out to Rich for him to come back and let's just talk it out. And who knows? Um, it does work. It does. Of course, there's some things that just, or sometimes they're just broken. We are relatively all strangers on here, and in that respect. I mean, we do know each other, but a lot of us are just strangers. So it's not going to be so easy to put things back together. Um, yeah, Crapcast has knocked me off as far as my desktop goes. They do this every night about this time, and I don't know when I'll go back up. I mean, I'm here now. I can't see the chat. I mean, I can't see you on the YouTube. So, or yeah, it is his loss. I'm gonna say that too, Josh. I'm gonna say that too. I mean, I was watching how it went down. I watched it. I watched it how it went down, and you know, it wasn't a bunch of fury. It wasn't like last time where there were a lot of heated comments and name calling and fire and brimstone. I mean, this time everybody was acting like, hey, it's like, and the thing is, he's like a little brother. He's like a little brother trying to get, or trying to, get the attention of the big boys. It's like the smallest brother trying to pull on the shirts of the big brothers and wanting to be noticed. I mean, it's a shame because it's like no one should be in that position. You're your own person. You got your own thing going on. You don't need the approval, or nor do you need to step on anybody's uh, to raise yourself above anybody else. So it is his loss. It's a shame because they really genuinely all wanted to talk to him and sit there and say, hey, whatever it was that we did or thought we did, let's just talk it out. I mean, um, I just thought what was really different about this time though was the fact that, and they were right in doing so, and that is, You never want to have to be put him on, on a side. You never want to be put like, which side are you on? Are you on this side or are you on this side? That sucks. That really sucks. Um, like, are you for us or against us? Um, because there was a lot of people who were commenting on Rich's videos that were sort of egging him on, and I don't think they knew about. I don't think they really thought about it because they want to be friends with everybody. But sometimes when someone goes past the line, you got to go. You can't cross that anymore. When they go too far, you have to withdraw. Um, yeah, I'm going to be excited about that. I got my list together. I'm probably going to be doing about 15 to break it down. Um, I'm sure that Vincent and Becky and Boom will also have great lists. Tremendously excited about that. Uh, we'll have some other news on the cast. Um, I got to do some community. I got to do the community bugle. Of course, we're doing that. Um, and then I'm excited for hosting next Sunday. I am really fired up for it. I will be talking about it ad nauseum. Um, and in fact, I will have to reach out to Miss Meredith and make sure I can get her to come onto the stream fine. And yeah, I'm also very excited to talk to Josh Hahn on Wednesday. Uh, uh, yeah, yeah, I think we could do that. I will work very hard on making sure there's a good show there. Um, yeah, I agree. We gotta stretch it out a little bit. Next week's show will be a lot of fun because you'll be back for sure. Um, you'll be back, and because I didn't think you missed Meredith Moeller. Yeah, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I fully expect to be on the sidelines. Normally I would laugh at that, but since I did over 5 hours yesterday on here, I'm not laughing because you know what? Who knows? Okay, so Crapcast knocked me off, and then they brought me back on. So let me bring myself up again. All right, let's see. All right, now we are back live. All right, sweet. Oh boy, I see that my fur needs to be shaved. I'm trying to write that. I'm trying to write the review for Triggered. Um, let's see if I can update this. There you go. Okay, I'm back. Hey Sam, how are you? Uh, doing good, sir. All right. You're gonna propose to Meredith? I will definitely let her know. She is definitely a charming lady, isn't she? Um, oh, I don't know. Shoot, you never know. You never know. Something. You never know. Miracles do happen. So you can't necessarily say that that's not out of the realm of possibility. Let's see. Good morning, Foxy. How are you? All right. Oh no, no, don't do that, Sam. He will do it. He will. No, he'll do it. I just provided the link to her Instagram page, so you can see who Miss Meredith Muller is. Yeah, I just came on. I just actually came on. Actually, Hobbs, you know her too. Kelly got married today. Kelly Goody. She got married, and on June 19th. I am so tickled. Um, she put a post up, her showing her and Dan. Oh, now yeah, but that's still good, But if you told, yeah, make it a dozen donuts, Sam. You have to make it a dozen donuts, and he'll do it. What'd you guys do today? Well, now you actually truly say, Hobbs, that you're hot blooded for sure. See, you actually can say that now. Um, okay, well that's all right. See, that's a beautiful day. You know what? Yep. Yeah, the cheetah's he's cash sharking me because his bowl's empty. Um, he likes to eat, but his bowl, I know his bowl was low, and when he cast sharks me like he's done, I know it's empty. He tells me things. I can always tell what he's thinking. I don't. It's sort of weird. If I didn't know any better, I would think that he has food anxieties. Um, it's like as soon as he sees the bottom of his food bowl, he does get a little bit concerned. It's sort of strange. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. As soon as he sees the bottom of the bowl, it's like it's cause for alarm. And even though he's never gone hungry, not one day, I would feed him before I feed myself. Um, he's never gone hungry in the 8 years I've had him. But maybe his old house. But as soon as he sees the bottom of the bowl, he gets panicky. He wants to tell me about it. And I mean, he gets treats. I mean, every morning before I do anything, even before for men, we have to get up early. We have to, go to the restroom. Even before I do that, I go down there and give him treats. Yeah, he knows this too. He has to know this. But he's already made his cash shark runs. But if he comes back up and does it again, I will have to go down and get it for me for because I don't want to stress him. Even though it's just ridiculous, it's just sort of weird. But I have seen animals with food anxieties. Um, it's a horrible thing to see in an animal. It really is. It's terrible. Good night, Hobbs. Get some sleep, sir. Um, yeah, I watched this one show we had over here on a show called Animal Cops. It used to be on the Animal Planet. It was called Animal Cops, and basically they go around and they show you what happens in various cases. And dogs being surrendered, or they find the dogs or cats or weird animals or whatnot. And this has always stayed with me. Um, they brought in a dog named Apollo, and he was a great dog. I mean, he was a great dog, and he was really friendly and happy-go-lucky. Um, and But one of the things they do when they always test an animal out before they adopt it. Every animal has to go through a process. Um, Before they can release it. Animal shelters can release their animals. And one of the things they test is food guard. If a dog will go guard his food, and so that's one of the tests. And what they do is they put they feed the animal. They feed Apollo. They gave Apollo his food, and then they had a hand on a stick, right? And they reached a hand toward the bowl to see how the dog would react. And Apollo attacked the hand. He was eating, and then as soon as the hand came and went to grab the bowl, he just went crazy and he attacked the bowl the hand. So they tried working with him for 10 days to stop him from doing that, and they finally came down to a make or break. Um, they did another test, and they said that if he fails, that would be it. Unfortunately for Apollo, he would have to be put down, and that's what happened. Um, he had been abandoned in a situation where he had to fight for his own food every day, all day, and he was scared, and he was scared that his food was being taken away from him, and because of that, his anxiety of that, and that ended up killing him. They had to put him down. They couldn't adopt him out um, because of that issue. Terribly sad. It's always stayed with me. Um, yeah, shelters have a hard time. They have a hard time. Um, One of the things they have to do too, that, not only that, but when they have cats for adoption, the cats have to be they have to be able to be handled. Um, that means they have to be picked up and petted, and without them scratching or trying to bite. And a shelter person actually said that's what ends up getting most right away. But it's sort of hard because it's like the situation where they're at, it causes stress. Um, I mean, Paladin, when I got Paladin, when I came home with him, he was stressed. Um, I got him out of his little carrier that I got him out of, and I find, like I said, I saw that episode, Sam. I saw that episode, that show, probably about 11 years ago, and it's always stayed with me. It's always stayed with me. It was one of the saddest things I've ever seen on the planet, in my life. Yeah, yeah. I think what happened with Apollo was he was just in a situation. He could have been in a hoarding situation. He could have been, who knows? He was definitely But other than that, he was a great dog. You were able to handle him. You were able to go up there and pet him and play fetch. I mean, it was just like it was a shocking thing because it was like truly the last test before they put him up for adoption was the food guard issue. And it was just like, it's a perfect dog until you see that. I mean, it was like after he bit the hand and everything, they took the hand away. He ate his food, and then after he's done eating, then he's happy. Then he's happy-go-lucky again. He's a good dog. He's friendly. You can pet him and everything else. But you can't adopt a dog like that. It's a. Could you imagine if he? Um, yes. I hate the title of that show. I hate it. My Cat from Hell. I hate the title of that show. Um, uh, I have never seen a dog that I've ever owned. I have never seen them have food issues. Yeah, they have to. Yeah, I have never seen that, but I mean, I don't doubt that. I just know if they're put in a really bad situation, I know that issue does occur. Especially when there's a lot of dogs involved in it too, Ragman. If there's a lot of animals, like a hoarding situation, yeah, you're gonna see behaviors like that. Food anxiety. Um, yeah, they do. They actually, yes, yes, they do. And cats will too. Cats will also guard, food guard. Um, and I guess that's to be expected. But unfortunately, to be able for a shelter, um, they might be able to sit there and say, well, look, this animal is only suited for don't get another animal with him, like with Paladin. He's by himself. As much as I like to get him a buddy, I cannot because he's highly aggressive, and he just would not do well I mean, that includes a female. Because I asked, I said, well, can I? What if I get him a female? and they're like, no, we're telling you, he does not like any other animal. He will not get along with anybody, and he is very aggressive. So, but when he does very well by himself, and it's true, he's a loving animal. He is. Well, you see the videos. He is a ham. But if I brought another cat into this house, it would not be well. And his aggressiveness is one of those things where if he got into a fight, it would be to the death. He wouldn't just fight until he either lost or he won. He would never stop fighting. Yeah, it's a lot of time. It is the owners. It really is. The majority of the time, it is the owners. Um, there's a great. Though there are some times though where it isn't. I mean, there was one where the owners didn't do anything at all, but the cat was really aggressive. I mean, really aggressive. I mean, they worked it out. I think. I mean, who knows? I'm trying to remember what the issue was. If it was some perfume or some shit like that. I don't know. It was something really unusual. And then toward the end of the show, the cat was cool. I have never. I've only had one bad encounter in my life with a cat, and it wasn't me. It was just the cat was feral, and he only allowed one person to pet him, and that was his owner. His name was Phoenix, and I watched him. I mean, he was the only cat that was never able to approach. Nobody was except for the owner. Um, and he would attack. He would attack. He would. I was wearing steel toe shoes, and I was over at my friend's house, and it was the first time I ever saw this happen. But I walked by this couch, and all of a sudden, this cat attacked my boot. I mean, he was growling and full fur, and I'm like, okay, I'm so glad for one that he's only attacking my boot and he's not trying to come up my leg. Um, but yeah, he would snap his paw and hit your feet. He was trying to, if you hadn't have bare feet, you're gonna get some stitches. Um, yeah, you just gave him his space though. You never try to pet him. You just let him alone. Didn't try to give him treats. You didn't try to, didn't try to, because some kid, he's feral. It's not gonna work. But you can work with ferals. Yeah, he was crazy, Sam. He was crazy. Um, but that's the only cat in my life that I have never been able to walk up and at least pet. Um, my wife, when I first met her, she had two cats. She had Jerry, and she had a cat named OSK, which stood for outdoors kitty. Um, and they were both indoor outdoor cats. Um, and OSK was very shy when I met him. They used to call him the ghost cat. Um, well, that's the way they should be. Um, so they used to call OSK the ghost cat because no one ever saw him. Like Lori would sit there and say, "I have two cats. I have Jerry, and Jerry would be there, floof, and happy to see you." But OSK was a ghost cat, and I remember saying before I leave, because I had come out to visit her. Before I leave, I'm going to be friends with the OSK, and it took me a week. It took me a week. By the end of the week, she came home and OSK was curled up on my chest, and he was sleeping. And she said that never happened, and all the time she had OSK, he had never approached anybody. But I'm a cat whisperer. I love cats. Yeah, I'm fully expecting him to cash shark me here any minute now. Do you have pictures? Do you have videos of your cats on your channel? That's so cute. That's just the best. We went to a cat show. Um, uh, we went to a cat show one time in a town called Novi, and it was held at the old Novi Convention Center. And so we went up to the cat show, and it was awesome. There's a lot of people there showing off their breeds of the cat, and they had all the pure breeds and stuff like that. They're regular cat show. Our favorite were the house pets. You could bring up a house pet and they could be judged. But one of the funniest things we saw, one of the most charming things we saw, there was this big biker dude. I mean, he was a mountain. He was like 300 pounds, but he was big. I mean, he wasn't fat. He was big. He looked like a lineman for a football team. Um, and he brought up his cat to show. He had a small kitten, and so he was sitting there with his kitten, like right there in his hand, and he was petting his kitten. He was going to present it. He's going to show it off, and it was like one of the cutest things I've ever seen. Big mountain of a man, and his heart was right there with his kitten. Oh yeah, yeah. You know what they say, Sam. When you put videos up with cats in it, the cats equal views. I am seeing if I no, I'm checking to see. Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to go to your channel for sure now and see that. Now you keep both your cats indoors, right? You don't let them go out. Paladin is strictly indoors. I don't let him go outside. He has a window, and I keep him busy inside. Doot, doot. Sweet. Oh yes, I was hoping that you would do that. Oh man, that's awesome. Okay, I'm a happy man. Um, Outdoors, yeah. I mean, if they're feral cats, I mean, if that's where they've been raised outside. Um, yeah. Um, Generally, how it works is that as long as they're not fixed, they love being outside. Most of the time, if you manage to get them neutered, you might have a fighting chance to make them to let them indoors. But if that's all they've ever known is outside, yeah. Are they able to? Can you pick them up and handle them though? Ragman. I mean, can you pick them up, or are they ferals? Has Salem been fixed yet? Has he been neutered or spayed? Paladin needs to he used to want to go outside, but he doesn't want to go outside anymore. He likes the idea of it, and they're all outside. If you were to pick one up and walk them inside your house, I don't think they would really fight you to get back outside, Ragman. I don't think they would they would accept being inside. Well, we need to do something like that. We you need to. I believe you're inside, but I think you're inside. Yeah. So you must have a farm then, right? You have a farm. You have a working farm. So you need them outside. I know that our shelter, we have a shelter here, the same shelter where I got Paladin at. They have a barn cat program where there's a cat that's caught that necessarily isn't social, is like feral, but still sort of friendly. Uh, they give them out to farms, and they're working cats. They catch mice and rats and stuff like that. It's a great program. It's a no kill shelter. So if you bring a cat to them or a dog, and as long as they pass the criteria, not being food guarding, they won't ever put any animal down. They will keep them till the end. So it's a beautiful shelter. Oh, is she too small? Yeah, Paladin was spayed when I got him, neutered, deballed. Uh, once in a while, um, my other cat Derek, um, he would get frisky, and like it was like we asked the vet about that. Says why is he still trying to mount Ginger, and because he has got nothing, he's got no, he doesn't have any equipment left. And says no, it's instinct. They still will try to do that. Oh, okay. I had a friend of mine who had a big cat named Indiana, and every year Indiana was like that too. He was an indoor cat, but he always seemed to want to go outside, right? He always wanted to go outside, and so when winter came, he would sit there going like, "I want to go outside. I want to go outside. I want to go outside." So my friend's family, what they used to do is they sit there and wait for the first big snowfall. Like we get a storm like 8 or 10 inches of snow, and it's a lot of snow. And so, he'd be sitting there pestering to go outside, and so they'd wait till that first big snow, and then they would toss him out into the snow. And I was there. I was there once when they did it. And yeah, after he got tossed in the snow once and came back, that was the end of it. He didn't want to go back outside again until the next winter. It took him a whole year to recover to the point where he wanted to go back outside. And by that time, it was winter again. Um, the other thing too that I learned about being a cat guy and whatnot, and they finally started. A lot of states here in America are starting to do this now, but they're starting to outlaw declawing. Uh, they're prohibiting declawing. A lot of animals. Yeah, I have actually watched Paladin before. Um, yeah, he loves. You know what he actually loves too? He loves the hair dryer. He loves the hair dryer. I can plug in that hair dryer and fire it up, and he loves it. He will come wherever he's at. He'll come over and get it. Um, I do it in the winter, so it gets low heat. I don't, I only blow in the back. I don't blow anything on his head. But I'll use it. I'll blow his flanks and his tail, which he absolutely loves. Um, and then during the summer, I hit the cool button, and then he loves it. He loves the hair dryer. Um, uh, well, since he's a cheetah, um, yeah, he gets raw meat. He likes blood, but he's not like a Bengal or Savannah. He doesn't. Some people on YouTube, I've seen some people on YouTube have servals, which I would never have. I would never have a serval. He's a wildcat. Um, I mean, pure serval, I wouldn't do that. You would have to breed him down. Um, I've seen servals on here. I've seen people with pet bobcats. Again, it's like a pure bobcat is something I wouldn't want. I wouldn't want that as a pet. It's a wild animal. I mean, it sounds like a cool idea. Yeah, I have a pet bobcat, but you know, oh, I love dogs. I like dogs. I don't like pit bulls. Um, I mean, there's some I'm okay with, but overall, I don't like the breed. I have friends who have pit bulls, and I'm cool with them because I know them. But like, if I see a pit bull, if I don't know the dog and I see it, no, I don't like that. But I like the, I like, and oh, I've had dogs as a pet. I've had two dogs. I had a Siberian Malamute named Otis, and I had yeah, that's what I had. I had a husky. He saved my ass once too. Yeah, he saved my bacon once. Uh, and then I had an Australian Shepherd Pekingese mix named Bonkers. Bonkers was the great dog, but between the two of them, though, I'll always be a cat guy or a bulldog. I mean, I would like to, who knows? I probably would be a cat because they're so much easier to maintain. Um, but I'd like to get a bulldog. Bulldogs are really cute. I used to when we first moved into our subdivision. Uh, there used to be a lady who used to walk. She used to take care. She used to rescue retired greyhounds, and she would take her greyhounds for a walk. And every day, every other day, I would go over and say hi because she walked by our house, and me and Lori would go out there to see the greyhounds. They're beautiful dogs. Yep, yep. I had a pet rat. That was my very first pet. My very first pet was a rat. His name was Templeton. He actually got out of his cage one time, and he scrapped with a house rat, like a wild rat, and he got lit up. And when I went to pick him up outside of his cage, I didn't know that he was hurt. And when I did, he bit me because he was hurt. So I have a scar from that. It was my first scar. But I treated him. He was a very friendly. He was very friendly. I didn't know that he was hurt. That's when I picked him up. He bit me. So after that, my mother would sit me on the steps, and she would have a warm soapy water. And what I was doing was I would lay a rag of warm water, and my job was to keep Templeton in my lap, which was really easy to do, and just keep the the mixture on him to treat him so he wouldn't get an infection. Yeah, rats are very sweet. I had a pet rat. I had a pet. I had a pet bunny. Um, I've had two dogs, and this is my fourth cat. I shared Lori's cats. She shared them with me. So I just I'm so tickled. What's the most unusual pet you ever had? Was that it? A pet rat? Rats are good pets. They're like I said, they're very smart. They're very friendly if you handle them early. Um, they're great pets. You definitely have to handle them a lot so they get to know you, and you have to give them something to chew on. Um, the Dodo is a really fascinating channel. The Dodo probably is one of my favorite channels. And once in a while, they'll have people with some really exotic pets, like beavers or otters or stuff like that. Oh yeah, well I think that's anybody though. Anybody's with that. Yeah, I can't stand that shit myself. But that's why when I watch Cujo, everybody talks about Cujo being a horror film, but it's a horror film, all right, but it's not a horror film from the human point of view. It's a horror film from the dog's point of view. You don't look at that. You can't look at that movie once I saw it when I was really young, and then I watched or rewatched it. I read the book and I realized that the dog had rabies. Well, that's a human's fault. Um, yeah, that's fine. They love to work. I had a friend of mine who was a police officer, and he was a canine officer, and he used to bring his dog over. He used to bring his dog over to the where I worked at. Um, Never once did I ever just walk up to the dog to pet him. Never, ever, ever. Always asked permission. The dog was really cool. The dog loved to work. Um, in fact, it's really what they found out is um, when a dog retires, like most times a German Shepherd or whatnot, they will work the dog, 8 years or so, 8 to 10 years. When the dog retires, most dogs of the same breed will live, between 12 to 16 years. But a retired service dog will only live for 2 years after retirement. And it's very hard. You got to keep them busy. It's very hard for them because they're so used to working. And then when they find out that they're not working anymore, they relax. I mean, their bodies finally catch up because they've been on edge for so many years. Their bodies break down rather quickly, and most service dogs will die within 2 years after retirement. They pretty much all die prematurely because they're so used to working, and they work them hard. Military using the dogs is fine. They love the work. Um, I don't like the only place I don't like a dog being used in is probably explosives. That sucks. Um, and I do believe that when a dog retires, if they work with a handler, I really do think that the handler should have a chance to have the dog. Yeah, those dogs. I mean, some breeds you have to work them, like Australian Shepherd, the sheepdogs. You have to work that dog. That dog wants to work, and you have to let them do it. You would actually are hurting them if you don't let them work. Yep. A lot of them have to have a lot of, they have a lot of pent up energy, like Dalmatians. Dalmatians have to get out there. They have to be able to run because they have all that energy built up. So you have to let them. That's why they tell you just can't go out there and grab a dog and they're not going to all just lay around. A lot of those dogs, they have to do something. The dog I mentioned, my police officer friend had his dog's name was Poncho, and I actually went to his retirement ceremony. They had his retirement ceremony from the police force, and his handler asked me to come. So I did. I got dressed and I went down to City Hall and for Poncho's retirement ceremony. And it was really strange because I went to this retirement ceremony, and then about 18 months later, I was doing a volunteer project for the city. And that night that I was working, I heard that Poncho had passed away 18 months after he retired. I think he was only 11 and a half years old. German Shepherds can live up to, 14 to 16 years, but Poncho, he only made it to 11 and a half. Good dog, though. But I'm sure Salem and Misty, I'm sure they're working cats too, right? I mean, they guard the house. Uh, as far as collections go, oh yes, I'll show you something. Wow, I've never shared this before. So my wife and I, we like to collect these pieces here. Um, it's a company down in Ohio, and this artist named Feline. Um, yeah, German Shepherds are great dogs. Uh, well, we used to collect um, these pieces here, and they were handmade and drawn by this artist named Feline. Um, and it was called Cat's Meow Village. I'll write that out. So, or short for Cat Meow. So what it is this lady, she would make these by hand at first, and basically um, they're pieces of they're thick wood pieces, and buildings are, and she drew them she hand drew these, and on every single one of these, as you can see, there's a black cat. It's a black cat. I'm putting my finger on it. So this is Casper right here. And so we would go around and we would look for these Cat Meow Village pieces. And these buildings actually existed, and they were different. On the back of on the each, like this one here, um, this is the Santa Claus. This is the Santa Claus one, but this is from the Hershey's collection. So Hershey's would commission her to make these pieces, and she would make the pieces, and then she sell them. And you can see her name and a little description of the piece right here. And on every one of these, it shows the little black cat named Casper. And yeah, I probably got about we probably collected over 100 pieces of Cat Meow. Um, if I see one out there, once in a while, someone will send me. A friend of mine will actually give me a piece about maybe like once a year, or she goes to Henry Ford Museum. She'll get me no, not at all. No, no. Black cat, no, no. Black cats are great cats, though. I had a black and white cat, Derek Jeter, but I have to tell you, I am absolutely in love with orange cats, orange and white cats, orange cats, especially males. They're talkers. Paladin talks a lot, which I actually do. I actually love a chatty Cathy. Yeah. Well, naming an all black cat Salem. That's just. I mean, if I got an all black cat, I think that's probably would have named him too. I would probably name him Salem if his personality fit. You know, if he had a really playful personality, I would definitely name him Salem. Um, I will say that Paladin does live up to his name. You know what? Most places that adopt cats out, and this is absolutely true. If you go to most shelters or whatnot, or animal rescues, they can't name animals for shit. I'm not sure if it's because they don't expect to hold on to them for very long or what, but when you go in there, they always have some really bad names. Um, like when we got Derek, they were calling him Lover Boy. He was he was a great cat, but he was no Lover Boy. He was definitely a Derek Jeter. Yes, they're called torties. Torties are always pretty much all female, and actually gingers are all orange cats. They're predominantly all male. Yep, torties are really pretty, and yeah, you're right. They're pretty much always female. Um, the cat that we were trying to get one, but we never did because they're hard to get. You know, especially to adopt them out of a shelter is a Scottish fold. I would love to get a Scottish fold. If I could have my next cat to be a fold, I would. They're very charming. Um, I actually do still have a piece. I still have in my this is the problem I have in my spare bedroom where I was going to put my shelving at is I still have Um, I have a built-in shelf that goes all the way around the room, and that's where most of our Cat Meow Village pieces are, and they've been there since we moved in. These are all extra pieces right here that I've collected through the years. There were some have been gifts. Um, people have given them to me in the years. So you can see Casper right there. See if I can put that up. Boy, trying to figure this out. And these are all buildings that actually exist. You could if you're a business, you can commission the Cat Meow Village, and they would make up pieces of your business or your house, and then if you had a business, you could sell Cat Meow Village pieces for your business. Uh, I still get one about every other year. I get one from the Henry Ford Museum. Uh, you could probably get them. Let's see if I can find the website. We got a lot of ours whatever town we went into, we would look. Most of the time we found those like at gift stores, or actually we actually found a lot of these at thrift stores, um, like consignment stores or whatnot. Um, and then when we went to certain places, like we went to Washington D.C., or we went to Putin Bay, or places like that, Chicago, um, we would find Cat Meow Village pieces, and we would get them from the towns that we visited. That's a real question. I'll see if I can find their website. All right, here we go. They actually might, if I'm not mistaken, they actually might have a list of stores where they sell their pieces at, or you can order them on the, or you can make your, like I said, you can make our own. You can shop from the website. Hmm. Yeah, I've never showed the collection before. I mean, like I said, these are just spare pieces that I have. I don't have the room to put them up. I'll be back in about 5 minutes. He cash sharked me again, so he's a little anxious. I'll be right back. Uh, let's see. I'll leave Brett to hang out with you guys. Come on, Cheetah. I generally let I generally let him cat shark me twice, and then I have to go feed him. Uh Probably the places that we actually been to. Um, like like Putin Bay or um, local churches and businesses from where we are at. I mean, the other ones were really pretty, but we got one from Gettysburg, um, Putin Bay, Ohio, um, places where Lori had been to. Uh, uh, the White House. Um, we got this one here when we went to Mackinac Island. Um, so this is the Grand Hotel. So we got this when we went to Mackinac Island in Michigan. So the places that we visited, those are my favorite pieces. Yeah, they're really cute, and there's a lot of collectors out there. I've never tried it. I've never gotten involved with the community or anything like that. Like I've actually never typed up like YouTube or anything like that. Yes, they're all made of wood. They're made of wood and they're hand painted. And then on the back, there's a little description of the piece. Um, and they ran. I mean, it's been a while since I actually bought a piece. But they can run, from a consignment store or thrift store. They can run as little as $1 to, 15, 14, $15 for a piece. It all depends where it's at, how popular it is. Like the White House is like 14.99, but that was a long time ago. So I'm not sure, and plus if you get one of a kind pieces, like the pieces, like if you went to the website, it says, you could design your own. So if you had like a small business and you made one out of your own business, and let's say you made like 300 pieces and someone bought one, I mean, those are rare. So I never even thought about that. It's been a while. Like I said, it's been a while since I've, that's the problem I'm going to have is the problem I'm going to have is when I do my room, I got to figure out what I'm going to be doing with those. I'm hoping that if I make shelving around that I could actually fit all my collection in, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. I think I might have to take it all down. I don't know. How about you, Ragman? What did you collect anything besides movies or? I mean, I started completely by accident, and I do mean completely by accident. Um, I'm actually starting to get some figures now. So I got some. I got I don't know. I got like 13 or 14. Oh my gosh. Those walls are thin, Sam. What? Wow. Yeah, you punch holes right through it. Yeah, that's a shame. Well, what are the CRTs? Oh, that's never a good place. That's a never a good thing. Is when you hate the place you live in. Where do you and Marie want to move to? Oh, because I went down to get Paladin some food. His bowl was empty. So when his bowl's empty, he cat sharks me. He'll come up there and rub on me and meow, and that man, he's telling me that the bowl's empty. So generally, when he comes up and does it twice, that means he's stressed. He's actually loving the fact that I'm up this early. So that means he gets extra treats. Most of the time, he doesn't get treats till about between. He gets treats about 8 o'clock when I get up. But I'm up here at 5 o'clock, so he gets early treats. Where would you and Marie like to move to, Sam? I mean, what city are you in? Yes, yeah, I get it. Yeah, plasterboard. That would be, man. I'd be scared. I wouldn't want to. Yeah, earthquake or you know. Do you live in a single story dwelling? Okay. Is your house single story though? That'd be good. Oh, okay. I hope that happens for you. Well, now that the pandemic, now that the lockdown's been lifted, maybe you can go out there and take a look. Yeah, I like our town. Our town's okay. It's a bit expensive to live in. Oh, you have an apartment above you. Oh, wow. So I take it they can hear you and you can hear them. Yeah, I've never lived in an apartment. I lived in a rooming house in San Jose, and basically what you did, you just rented a room. You shared a kitchen and a bathroom, but you had your own room. Yeah, that's just really sucks. Well, 28's not exactly young. They're older. They're older. They're too old to be doing that shit all the time. Me? Oh God, no, no. I'm not wealthy at all. I'm poor as hell. No, I don't live in an expensive place at all. I have a house, but I no, I'm not wealthy at all. I'm poor. A lot of us Americans we're poor. That's why I buy everything for a dollar. When I go out and I buy things for a dollar, that's the reason why I'm poor. No, I I don't know anybody that what I would call rich. That's a shame though. That's a shame. They just stay, and yeah, that's not fun. Well, like I said, now that your lockdown is being lifted, maybe you guys can go and to that little village and see what's available. I'm sure if there's anything available, I'm sure they'll rent it to you. Um, this house, okay, this house is not really that big, and it's really poorly laid out. Um, Overall, I would not have bought in this house. My wife really wanted the house, and she really wanted a house, and I had actually dodged a bullet with one house that she really, really wanted, and it was only because we had a really good home inspector that we didn't get trapped in a really bad situation. Um, this house here has so many bumps. This was a project house, um, and we were working on it before she got sick. I don't I don't really I don't like the lay it I don't like the layout of this house at all. The guy who had it beforehand, he thought he was a MacGyver and he was a MacGruber. He didn't know what the hell he was doing. He really didn't. Yep, I certainly do. I certainly do every month. Yeah, why not? I mean, I think it's going to probably be. I do believe it'll probably be a a buyer or a renter's market. Because a lot of people are going to want money. Um, you know, and they're going to want good tenants because there wasn't like a lot of people moving, and I'm sure that there's people going to be, like here, we're still waiting for, which we hope it won't happen, but so far the government has actually managed to hold off about evictions and foreclosures. Um, I'm not sure how long that will last. That's part of the problem that people don't think about. They're in such a hurry to get everything lifted that some of the protections that were there to protect them are going to be lifted as well. all these people that are getting the stimulus checks and whatnot. Well, a lot of these people owe a lot of money on back rent or mortgage or everything, and the government put a moratorium on there saying that you couldn't evict anybody while the pandemic was going on. Oh, okay. Ours is being lifted. Um, and sooner than later, the moratorium that the government put in place as far as what landlords could do or banks could do as far as foreclosures and evictions, those are going to go by the wayside, and we're going to see a lot of people sooner than later start being evicted because they're so far behind in rent. Uh, Americans just don't do things smartly. A lot of these people with their stimulus check, they didn't pay their bills. They went up and bought stuff, which is supposed to, it's what the government wanted. That's what you're supposed to be doing. It's supposed to stimulus is supposed to be for the businesses, but it's hard to stimulate a business when you owe thousands of dollars in back rent and bills. Well, at least I will say this. I mean, I know Canada's doing the same thing. I know Canada's they're pushing back there. I think what they're trying to do, I think they're trying to buy time. They want to see how effective the vaccines are. Well, that would be I think the country that would be fun. I just think that a lot of landlords and whatnot. I think a lot of people, I think they're gonna kick people out as soon as the lockdown is over with. As soon as that happens, they're gonna go to people and say, "All right, you got to start paying your bills." And a lot of people, they're just not going to be able to, and the landlords are going to start kicking people out because no one's paying their property taxes. That's the thing. No one's, all those all the landlords. I mean, whoever says you feel sorry for them, right? But you do. You do sort of feel sorry for them because they're not getting paid, but they're still going to be. They're expected to pay the property taxes. It's a rock and a hard place. Uh, where do you live at, Ragman? Oh my gosh, already been on way later than I thought. All right. Okay. Inland Empire. Okay. Yeah, I think we established that before. I probably think I forgot. Yeah, I lived there. I lived in Inland Empire too. Yeah, I don't think you're that far away from Tim. That's right. That's where I remember that. I remember that now. Yeah, you're not that far away from Horde Devil. So what are you guys gonna do for the Sunday? Any plans for Sunday? And I am sorry that you guys are still locked down to the to July. Um, but like I said, I mean, I think part of it is I think the reason why Canada and England are locked down still. I still think that it's either because they're watching the vaccine to see how effective it is, or they're still vaccinating people that's trying to get to a certain threshold um, before they feel comfortable. They're probably getting up. They're trying to get like probably up to like I think here in the United States, they're trying to get it up to 85%. I will actually be seeing about getting my first shot this week too. Um, I found out I can get my first shot. Oh, is it SummerSlam tomorrow? Gosh, I don't even know who's even in there anymore. My buddy Catfish always catches me up on pro wrestling news, but we haven't even talked about it in a minute. I don't even know who's even in there. Oh, tomorrow's Hell in the Cell. Okay, yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. What movie are you gonna watch, Sam? I'm finishing up Sightseers. 80-mile hike. Wow. Is this for your job? Or are you in the army? Or are you like the reserve? Wow, 80-mile hike. Gee willikers. That's your feet are gonna be very sore. Right. Is this job related or are you in the army reserve? Man, that's crazy. Be fun though. I guess it would be fun. It'd be a good challenge. Oh, heretics. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, that's a good enough reason to do it right there. Yeah, I had a feeling about that. That sounded like something. That sounds something like someone in the military would do. An 80-mile hike. And I'm sure you're carrying all your gear and all your supplies with you. What were you? What did you do in the what did you do in the army, Sam? What was your I tell you what, save that question for me, Sam. I'll come back to you for that. It is now 2 hours, and I've actually been on here a little bit longer than I thought, but I'm gonna go ahead and pull the plug because I'm gonna go back to bed. Um, but I will definitely. Oh yeah. Do I know how to cook? I know how to cook like you do. I know how to bake chicken, and I know how to operate the microwave. Oh, Pathfinder. Okay. Wow. I know what you did. Nice. That's elite. You jumped out of planes or and boats too. Yep. Wow, Sam. I'm impressed. I know what you did. I know what a Pathfinder is. A frozen burrito sounds good, Ragman. Uh, that's what I've had a couple of those before. You nuke them up, and then what I used to do, what I do with my frozen burritos is I cook them, and then I take them out and I cut them right in the middle, and then I put some sour cream and chives on there, or bacon bits, or whatever. But I'm gonna go ahead and pull the plug on this one. I don't want to be up like I did yesterday. I did almost over 5 hours. I'm not doing that again. I am gonna go ahead and pull the plug, and I will see you guys. Hopefully, some of you guys tonight. I will see you at the midnight hour. Um, but thanks for hanging out with me. It's always a lot of fun. I'm always flattered that you guys come out and hang out with me, and I appreciate it very much. And I will see you guys a little later on today. You guys be safe.